I've been doing a lot of reminiscing on the old Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games series, and the reason for that is because the 2026 games in Italy are now underway, and it's brought me back to that old period of nostalgia where I used to play these games all the time on my DS. I remember playing specifically the 2010 Vancouver games on my DS that had a crazy story mode and all of that, but I wanted to make a video discussing all of them because I've now had the chance and the opportunity to play each and every single one of these games, and it's very interesting looking back, specifically on the entries on the 3DS and even the Wii U as well. For instance, the 2014 Soshi games, I just learned they did not come out with a 3DS version. It only came out on the Wii U, which is very weird because every other game had been coming out on either the Wii or DS or the Wii and 3DS, and now, with the Wii U, it's just, the Soshi games are just alone on the Wii U. And then in 2016, they just freaking go and do the Rio games on Wii U and 3D. It makes no sense. But I wanted to make a video discussing how crazy it is that this even existed in the first place. Because if you remember back in, the freaking 90s, Mario and Sonic used to be, they used to be the craziest rivals, man. They used to represent two different console brands. I remember looking back on the SNES and Genesis era where they were all neck and neck. I remember the Genesis does what Nintendo don't ads. You guys remember those? Like that, again, we go from that point of competition to where Sega kind of falters and becomes like more of a third-party developer. And now they are making these games with Nintendo's mascot. It's crazy. And I wanted to, again, take a look at some of these games and kind of also wonder why they stopped making them, because we haven't had them. They kind of went on hiatus in 2018. That was the first sign that there was a little bit of trouble in paradise. We did not get a 2018 entry, but then they came back in 2020 with, it looked like a completely revitalized series where they had a lot more gameplay gimmicks. I remember they had the 8-bit games in the 2020 Olympics, which was super neat, and we thought that in 2022, what are they going to do there? There was no entry. 2024, nothing in there either. 2026, nothing as well, and it's even come out that the series has been completely canceled. I think the Olympics actually signed with a different company to kind of make these games, which is very weird, because I think, why would you go against literally two of the best developers in video games? It just boggles my mind when they went with someone else. But again, these games are genuinely so nostalgic. I mean, I've got gameplay of the ice hockey one on the Soshi games. I remember playing that. I couldn't get a DS gameplay because I don't have a freaking capture card for that. But I think the Wii U game will suffice. It's roughly the same. I mean, other than the fact that you had to use the Wii U gamepad to do your little power shot, it doesn't make any sense. And looking back, I mean, some of the actual games themselves became a lot more bare bones over the years. I remember I did the Equestrian Challenge with Hallie, and in the 2020 version, there was only one stage where you're just kind of going with you're just trying to get the best time, and it's really linear. It's very repetitive. Remember, we streamed it for like an hour and a half trying to get a good time, and it was very repetitive. But on the Wii version, it was so friggin' fluid. Like, there was like 4 racers at once, and you're trying to like dodge the thing. You're on Moo Moo Meadows, for God's sake. Like, I think that's the most insane part, is the fact that we went from racing with 4 people on Moo Moo Meadows all the way to some basic just equestrian challenge. It's kind of indicative that it didn't really feel like they knew what to do with the series, because again, you go from the 2008 Olympics, okay, 2010, 2012, 2014, so you've got a string of a very consistent franchise here where it kind of almost felt like FIFA in a way, where it's kind of like annual releases where the game doesn't change too much. But with Mario and Sonic, the series was always trying to change, and it went from being more whimsical to being a lot more it's just the Olympics. And I think that's where the series went wrong, is on the Wii version specifically, and the Wii and DS version specifically, is it actually felt like a Mario/Sonic game. It didn't feel out of the ordinary for these characters to be put in these scenarios, because it felt a lot more cartoonish. It didn't feel like it was taking itself so seriously. But with the newer games, especially in 2020, it felt just like the Olympics. It didn't feel like there was any personality put into the games. And that is the biggest reason why I think they just decided, hey, we're not going to do it anymore, is because they didn't know what to do with it. And that's very unfortunate, because this series, it was really good. I cannot lie to you, I really enjoyed the first, I would say, especially 2010, and then 2012 for sure. But when 2014 kind of hit, it felt like they had just turned it into, I mean, obviously, the hockey game I'm playing right now is literally, it's just a gimmick for the Wii U gamepad, and that's what a lot of the other sports felt like, especially when you move to 2016. That's where I really felt like they kind of lost touch with what made this series so special in the first place, because you're just kind of going for the Olympics per se. You're not really putting in more of that effort into it, and that's the unfortunate part of it, is when a series loses touch with what made it special in the first place. The story mode in the 2020 version, it is so far behind what the 2010 edition did with its like little tour mode. It's so unfortunate. It really is. And you know, the last sort of thing that I saw them do, again, I brought it up earlier, is the 8-bit mode, where you could kind of, I mean, there was a sprint mode, there was a whole bunch of these other modes that you could partake in the 2020 mode, where you could, again, it was just 8-bit, and it was really neat. It was really neat seeing Mario and Sonic in their 8-bit and 16-bit forms, respectively, kind of interact on an Olympic stage. But beyond that, what else do you have to put there? And again, a lot of the sports became more and more generic over the years, and that is what really led to this series' downfall. And there was also this, I'll touch on this briefly. Apparently, Nintendo made it a point of making it so Mario was ahead of Sonic in every single one of the promotional images. I think that's really stupid. As a Mario fan, I genuinely feel like that's really dumb, especially considering Sega was the one developing the games. Obviously, Nintendo had an eye on it, but Mario needing to be first, bro, come on now. Especially because Sonic's faster too. I can't even. It makes no sense. But yeah, I will probably do a few more Olympics videos. If you guys want to see more Olympics videos on these games, I would be more than happy to make them. I would really like to take a look at each one of these games and just kind of do a more, like a deeper dive and document it as well by making videos on it. So if you're interested on that, make sure you leave a like on this video. Make sure you leave a comment letting me know what you'd like to see. I hope you guys enjoy the games in Italy. I'm very much going to keep a close eye on the Olympic, the hockey one. Bro, that's going to be so good. Canada versus USA is going to be so good. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Peace out, everybody.